How's it guys? Change and let it stick day 82. My name is Sympathy and you're watching my channel Change Mastery. Today I want to talk to you guys about sympathy, or is it empathy or compassion? You see that those three words is something that we mix up a hell of a lot in our lives. And if we don't understand the difference between them, that is when confusion really creeps in. So, what is sympathy? What is empathy? And what is compassion? And why do we find it so difficult in our lives to show sympathy, or empathy? Why do we steer away from it? Let's be brutally honest. We live in a world where everything ain't always sunshine and roses. I stay in Africa. I drive down the road. I see beggars the whole day. As each and every robot, there's a guy standing with a board asking for your money. You walk down the street, you allow a person to approach you. It's a scam artist. It's a person trying to scam you out of your money using empathy or sympathy and trying to work on your feelings to make you feel bad and con you out of your money. That is exactly the world we live in. Another thing that also happens as an entrepreneur and as a business owner, you've got deadlines that you need to reach. And unfortunately, we feel that, and it's true because you see it at school as well, people take chances. If they get the opportunity to go sit at home and do nothing, or to go and drink or go and play around and still get paid for it, they will. They'll organize themselves a sick day by the wink of an eye. Very simple. I had not a lot. I had one or two guys normally when big rush orders comes in. They'll all of a sudden be sick because now they need to really grind and you can't hide away. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, and all of a sudden mom will be sick again, or grandma would have died for the 26th time just to get out of work. So showing empathy or sympathy really becomes a pain in the ass, and we'll see it as a irritation because it uses up resources that is so precious and the limited resources. There we go, that's the word. And we become quite tough on it. So, for instance, you arrive at work, this guy looks down, you ask that person, what's wrong? And all of a sudden you opened up a door to craziness. Either they take 2 hours of your time crying on your shoulder, or they come up with a hell of a lot of excuses why they shouldn't work today, etc., etc., etc. And as a business owner or as a manager, you later on tend to try to shy away from it. You shy away from that moment where a person is going to share all his heartbreaking things and emotions with you. And eventually half of the day is gone and 3/4 of the production has been interrupted, and it's just a bloody nightmare. So we start finding ourselves in a position where we say, oh, I see there's something wrong. Please note, don't bring your problems from home to work. Get the job done. If you need 5 minutes to compose yourself, take that 5 minutes, come back smiling and working hard. You're influencing the rest of the team as well. If you can't control that, you're not a very good asset for the company. It's very simple. If a tool's broken, we either fix it or we replace it. You are a tool in this company, a very expensive, very important tool, and we can't have you broken here. So please go to the toilet and get yourself fixed. Come back smiling and push out what you need to push out. And that's it, guys. That is exactly how we feel as entrepreneurs, business owners, managers, or at least most of us. Though there is another side to the coin. Empathy can be used to build rapport, work with communication, get people to trust and have that complete, utter, beautiful relationship working towards a common goal. Because let's be honest, if mom really died or grandma really died and you show a bit of empathy, not needing to show compassion, because there is a difference, and you look at the person, you listen to the person, and you listen to the whole person, not just what's coming out of their mouth, their body language, how they're reacting. Once you put yourself into their situation and you actually relate with that person, you don't need to spend hours. You don't need to give them money. You don't need to make their problems your problem. Sometimes just putting yourself in that person's shoes and really showing empathy and understanding. Even if you just go, I hear what you're saying. I've never experienced something like this before in my life. I don't know what to say. That is enough empathy to build rapport with somebody. So, sympathy would be something completely different. That would always be trying to put a silver lining around the cloud. So we'll say, oh, grandma died. At least she got a good innings. At least she spent a couple of good years on the planet. Oh, mom's in hospital. Hey, at least you know she's in hospital. You can go and say goodbye. That's sympathy. Oh, sorry to hear, at least. You hear that? That's sympathy. It's not something that makes you really feel better. And it's something that we tend to brush off and the normal way of doing business. That's not building a team and getting trust and communication going and working towards a common goal. Now, is that? Now, compassion. Compassion is the thing actually that we're scared of. Because compassion, if you start getting passionate about that person's problem or that person's victory, you tend to get involved. Then it starts eating up your resources. If you're compassionate, you pay each and every guy with a board on every 20 meters off the street. You give them money, and you don't give them only 5 rand. You give each one 500 rand, and by the time you get to work, your whole salary has been spent. And evening time, it's time for you to take out your board and go and stand there and hope somebody else give you the same type of bloody compassion. You'll see. I can't believe I said that. Laughing at myself. So there we go, guys. That's mainly the difference between sympathy, empathy, and compassion. You decide where you want to get involved in. But what I can tell you out of experience and the changes that I've made, empathy is the much better choice, because you do tend to build better communication and relations and all of that to work towards a goal or something that you're after. What are you after? If you have a common goal and you want that person on your side, show empathy. Especially if they're on your team. And there we go, guys. Be great, stay awesome, and change.